Hello and welcome to Thursday Thrive. This week I've got a book for you. Now this book, I've had it for a few years now. It's a friend of mine who gave me this book. And the book is Your Dream Life Starts Here, and it's by Christina Carlson. So this book is absolutely beautiful. If you don't know Christina Carlson, she is the creator and founder of kikki.K, amazing stationery brand, and has got hundreds of retail stores around the world. But she's a really incredible woman. But what she's done here is she's given you a bit of a step-by-step guide to start imagining and creating your next chapter. So for any creative startups who are out there, this is a great book for you. Or if you're looking for something to give one of your besties, it's also a great recommendation by me. My beautiful friend Mel gave me this book and I have used it so many times. Now, it's not a book that you read end to end. So I'll just show you it is beautiful paper quality. I mean, honestly, you would expect nothing less from amazing kikki.K. But here we go, April 2019. So it was for my birthday 3 years ago when I was 42. But it's a book that you do the work in. So each chapter is broken down into kind of bite sizes so that you can really take the opportunity to work on it. This book for me on a Saturday when there's no one else in the house is just my dream. But you've got the opportunity to actually write in the book. Like, she gives you plenty of space to write in the book. Now, I've done it kind of both ways. I've written in the book and there's bits in here where I can look at it and go, oh my goodness, it's such a flashback to what I was doing 3 years ago. But I've also done the opposite where I just journal and I get a blank journal and I've got it alongside it. And then that way it gives me a bit more space and I can really brain dump as I go. Now for me, there's one page in particular which I really highly recommend when you get the book. I have it folded over pages for anyone who freaks out about books with folded over pages. I love it. This is page 33, of course it's page 33, my lucky numbers here. But she's got 3 sections of actually just asking really big questions. Now, my recommendation for how you do this, and I know we all work differently, but if you haven't experimented with journaling before, this is one that I recommend. Grab some music, and what I like to do is I like to first get into state. So in this week's Tuesday Tips, there was a blog about fill your cup, 10 steps to fill your cup. If you haven't read that, go check it out because you can use that same format here. But what it is for me is that I like to really get into state first before I allow myself to write in the book or write in the journal. And it's by getting my favorite playlist. I have a particular playlist, well, I've got 2. I've got my deliberate creation one and I've got my happiness turn it up one. And I literally put those on, turn it up really loud, and I allow myself to energetically get into that space of feeling really good. And you can do this as well. A bit of a trick is that if you think about one of your happiest moments, and it can change from day to day, but just go for one that's kind of happening for you now. Get that music on, turn it up. Now think of that happy moment and really close your eyes and feel yourself in the moment. See what you can see, hear what you can hear, feel what you can feel, and get yourself into the state of absolute bliss and excitement and happiness. And then when you're in that state, you come back to the book. So that's a really important step for me anyway that I find for getting to the real base of what I want to actually dream about. So I just want to read through a few questions in here from page 33. It's my hot tip, but that I think are just such brilliant questions. Oh my God, I think I need my glasses. I have to have them with me more often. But we've got here, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? You know, and again, if you're a creative startup, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Because often it's ourselves that really hold ourselves back and we get worried about, oh, but what if this happens and will I be a failure? Will it work? What if it doesn't work? What does that mean? What do I say to my friends? What do I say to my family? And it's like, just get that out of the way for a second. That's that Judge Judy on your shoulder, and start thinking about what would you do if you couldn't fail? Now, the next question is, what would you do if you had all the money and time you needed? Because often we use that excuse around, I don't have the money, I don't have the time. And look, they may be real and legitimate excuses, but that's not the purpose of this book. The purpose of this book is for you to be able to dream and create without borders. So what would you do if you had all the money and time that you needed? And then the third question, I'm just going to share three for page 33. The next one is, what would you do if you had all the skills and knowledge you needed? And this one's an interesting one because I think even though we may be a master or a genius in our craft, we often think that it's not enough, or we go, oh yeah, but I can do that really well, but I can't do that really well. Well, what if you did have all the skills and knowledge you need? Because the reality is skills and knowledge can be attained at any time. So they don't really count as being put up as borders to your dreams. But this book by Kiki K, Christina Carlson, is amazing. If you also go through to her website, she actually has loads of other stuff that relates to coaching and other stuff that goes alongside with the book. But I just think this is such a magic book, and it is my hot tip for Thursday Thrive.